So the Sunrise Movement has voted to endorse Bernie Sanders. The Sunrise Movement is a, kind of a grassroots movement of young climate activists and youth that are, doing everything that they can to make sure that we still have a inhabitable world to live on. And, the youth and young people are having to do it because the older generations have, basically destroyed the planet to a large extent. But not necessarily older generations, including everybody, but mainly, these big polluting corporations, because I think it's like 75% of global emissions are attributed to like 100 companies or something like that. And so let's take a listen to the executive director of the Sunshine Movement to hear why they overwhelmingly voted to support and endorse Bernie Sanders.
In the past week, fires have erupted all across Australia, claiming millions of species' lives and killing dozens of people. We are seeing that the climate crisis isn't 30 or 40 or 50 years in the future. It is right now. We need a president in office who understands the immediate threat of that crisis. And Bernie Sanders is that guy.
No doubt.
Hi, my name is Varshini Prakash. I am one of the co-founders of and currently serving as the executive director for Sunrise Movement. We're endorsing Bernie Sanders for president because he has proven again and again and again that he understands this issue. He understands its scope. He understands the severity. He understands that it is a social justice issue, that it's about racial and economic justice, that it's about the fight of our lives. And he understands that this isn't just about a conversation happening in Washington. This is about changing the lives of millions of working people.
All right, so listen to a bit of the Varshini Prakash's video there, showing why the Sunrise Movement decided to endorse Bernie Sanders. And, it's not hugely surprising to me, at least, that this group of young climate activists, voted overwhelmingly to support and endorse Bernie Sanders because, by and large, younger people, youth, overwhelmingly support Bernie Sanders over the other Democratic candidates. So, it stands to reason that, youth involved in the, climate change movement would, support and endorse Bernie Sanders. So kudos to the Sunrise Movement for endorsing Bernie Sanders. Just one more, great endorsement for the Sanders campaign. And what Varshini, said in this video was totally on point. Bernie ties in, climate change and all the disasters that come with it to, racial and economic justice, and how, it's usually the lower income people who are most affected by climate change, whether that be in the United States or abroad, as well as, a racial justice issue. Later on in this video, Varshini talks about, Cancer Alley in Louisiana, I believe, and, so she really, ties it in well together, and, just supports really well what Bernie is all about, a Green New Deal, which would bring, millions of jobs in the green energy sector, as well as a just transition, for those people working in the fossil fuels industry currently. And, he represents a movement, not me, us. I feel like all the other politicians, to a certain extent, are running for president because it's some type of personal ambition that they have because they frankly just want to be president. Bernie is running because he truly believes that, he is the best hope, and the movement that he represents is the best hope that this country has for any type of real positively transformative change that we desperately need for things like climate change. Because literally, like Varshini was saying, climate change isn't going to be affecting us 30 or 40 years from now. It's happening right now. And Bernie, has the ability and the capability to really stand up and fight and push for, a Green New Deal and all this other type of legislation and policies that we desperately need to fight and combat climate change. Otherwise, our species isn't going to be, on this planet for, many more generations, unfortunately. And Bernie, clearly realizes that and has, the strongest message around climate change and what to do to combat it. And, so again, kudos to the Sunrise Movement for overwhelmingly voting to endorse Bernie Sanders for president. Awesome to hear, and keep up the good work, Sunrise Movement. Peace, much love. Share your thoughts in the comment sections down below.